Hi everyone, welcome to Dada's FoofdCrave kitchen. If you are new to my channel, I want to thank you for stopping by. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because you'll be the first to be notified whenever I upload a video. In today's recipe, I am going to be showing you guys how to make your own homemade sofrito seasoning. This seasoning you can use with your chicken, you can use with your pork, you can use with your beef whenever you feel like making Spanish rice and beans. So without any further ado, if you guys are interested in seeing how I make this homemade sofrito seasoning, please stay tuned. And without any further ado, let's get cooking. Okay guys, all the things that you need for your sofrito seasoning are, you need some garlic, lots of garlic guys, lots of garlic. And you need your Agicito Dolce peppers. These peppers are not hot at all, but it has a lot of seeds in them. All you gotta do is split them open and take all the seeds out, but they are not spicy at all. I'm gonna use 2 large onions. Of course, I like spicy. I'm gonna use 1 habanero pepper. You don't have to, but I like anything that I make, I like it hot. You're also gonna need some bunch of scallions, 1 green bell pepper, 1 red bell pepper, I'm using 2 bunches of cilantros and some culantro. This is culantro. If you go to the store, just tell them you're looking for culantro and cilantro. I'm gonna use 2 packs of Sazon seasoning, Goya Sazon seasoning. If you don't want to use the red bell pepper, you can use all green bell pepper. It don't matter. I just like to add a little bit color into it. You're also gonna need some olive oil, maybe half a cup of olive oil. You need some salt. Be careful whenever you're seasoning anything. Now that you're putting salt in the seasoning, you always have to remember you already added salt. So first I'm gonna put in my the garlic into the blender. You need lots of garlic, lots of garlic. I'm gonna put in my habanero pepper. You know how I like it guys, I like it hot, but that 1 bell pepper is not even gonna do anything anyway. And then you're gonna put your Agicito Dolce pepper. Like I said, these peppers are not hot at all. There is no heat to it at all, but you want to make sure you open them, wash them really good and take the seeds out. Agicito Dolce pepper, that's how it's called, Agicito Dolce. They're not hot at all, there's no heat to it. Since my blender is not that big, I'm just gonna start blending some of those ingredients first, so that it will lower the seasoning in the blender. So now I'm gonna chop my onions and add it in the blender, and I'm gonna add my culantro leaves, and then next chop up my green large bell pepper and my large red bell pepper. I'm gonna also chop up my scallions and chop up my don't need to chop the cilantro finely. It's a leaf anyway. It's gonna be easy to be blended. And now I'm gonna add my Sazon seasoning into it. I'm gonna add 2 packs of those. So if you are wondering, it was the seasoning that I use. I'm gonna add like 2 tablespoons of salt. I might need more later. You don't have to add salt, but I already want to make sure I add salt into the seasoning, at least, because if I'm going to be seasoning any chicken or meat, you know, I want the seasoning to have salt. So you can use this seasoning to cook your rice and beans. So like I said, if you are wondering, as you can see also, I did not use a half a cup of oil because that's the only olive oil that I have left. Like I was saying, this was the seasoning I used for my Spanish rice and beans. If you guys want to check that video out and see how I make my Spanish rice and beans and how I season my pork ribs, that will definitely help you guys along the way to know the use of this seasoning. This is why I was coming up with this seasoning, because I know if I'm showing a recipe of how to make my rice and beans and my pork and stuff, well, you guys will be like, well, then how do you make the seasoning? I mean, you could pretty much find this seasoning in any Spanish store, but what better way to make your own homemade sofrito seasoning? You know, because I used to buy it in the store, and it's not as a homemade sofrito seasoning. When you make your own, you put a lot of effort and love into it, and it definitely come out good, because you don't know even how much garlic they put in and how much seasoning they put in. So it's just pretty much like sofrito seasoning, here you go. But when you make your own at home, you can pretty much assure yourself that this is a homemade seasoning, and it will come out really good and really rich. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add my cilantro into the blender. As you can see, I'm adding bits by bits because my blender was too full. And I'm gonna add my peppers. If you guys are enjoying this video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you always be the first to be notified whenever I'm uploading a video. And if you guys have any comment, please leave your comment down below. If you guys have any question, let me know and I'll definitely answer your question. This seasoning is so easy to make, guys. It's not difficult at all. It's so delicious. If you want to make your rice and beans, if you want to make your sancocho, whatever it is that you want to make, it's so simple. As you can see, I'm adding a little bit of salt into the seasoning. Like I said, when you making your rice and beans, make sure you always remember that you added salt into this seasoning. So you really want to be careful when you're making your rice and beans or your pork or your chicken. So as you can see, my seasoning is all ready, guys. It's all ready. My homemade sofrito seasoning, guys. I hope you guys will try this recipe and let me know how it turned out for you guys. It's so delicious. You can cook this with your sancocho. Sancocho meaning like it's a Spanish pepper soup. You can make it with your rice and beans. You could also season your pork with it, your chicken with it, whatever it is that you're making that's a Spanish food, you can use this seasoning. You don't necessarily have to be a Spanish food anyway, but you could use this seasoning to season your if you're trying to bake any chicken or whatever. So here you go, guys. My homemade sofrito is ready. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have this little container here. That's how I'm gonna store it in the freezer. So whenever you want to use it, just make sure you take it out the freezer and thaw it out, and let it thaw out before you can use it. You can even use this seasoning also to make your patalillos, but pretty much this is how you make a delicious homemade sofrito seasoning, guys. And I just wanted to show you guys how I store my homemade sofrito seasoning. I just put it in a container, tight seal container, and put it in the freezer. Whenever I want to use it, I just thaw it out ahead of time and use it for my rice and beans, or my pork, or my beef, or my patalillos, whatever it is that I'm making. So yeah, this is how I store it. I'm gonna make sure I put it in the freezer. Make sure you find a really tight seal container and put it in the freezer and store it whenever you want to use it. So usually this is how you will find it in the stores. That's how they will sell it. As you can see, that's where my garlic was. I bought a bunch of garlic in that container. That's what I'm using. So like I said, if you guys are enjoying this video, please subscribe, like, share, and I will see you guys in my next video. Ta-ta, bye. Thanks for watching. See you.